Hello again, my fellow pilots and aircraft maintenance personnel. Your host is always Haitham Ali, and I'm an aviation technical instructor. Welcome to my aviation nuggets for today. If you fly or maintain the Airbus A320, you probably hear before and study what if an engine fire happen, the indication will be. And I need to tell you that there is a major difference between an engine fire and a tailpipe fire. An engine fire is an external fire or nacelle fire happening in the nacelle of the engine. The fire detector loops will sense this type of fire, and according to an AND logic, loop A and loop B confirm that there is a fire. An engine fire alarm will happen in the cockpit, or an engine fire indication will happen in the cockpit. An engine fire will have several indications. Engine fire, nacelle fire, or external fire will have many indications. So, what is the indication of an engine fire? Let's start with who detect an engine fire. The fire detector loops running in the nacelle. Fire detector loops running in the nacelle detect an engine fire or an external fire. Okay, so if loop A and loop B confirm that there is a fire, and AND logic happen, a fire alarm or a fire indication will happen. Or loop A fire and loop B faulty, or loop B fire or loop A faulty, or loop A and loop B fire within 5 seconds. Loop A and loop B malfunction, fault within 5 seconds, so that there is a torch flame happening and rupture the fire detection loops. So also a fire indication or an engine fire indication will come in the cockpit. So how many engine fire or nacelle fire indication are coming into the cockpit if an engine fire happen or a nacelle fire? We have almost like 6 indication. So, as we can see here, when a fire is detected, everybody, it is an engine fire or nacelle fire, the continuous repetitive chime sound, master warning flash, engine fire push button switch light comes on, and the fire light on the engine panel comes on. Plus, the warning is showing on the engine and warning display, upper ECAM, and the engine system page comes up automatically. And please take care, my fellow pilots and aircraft maintenance personnel, if your engine suffer from a fire, your procedure must happen immediately. You don't need to delay the fire procedure, otherwise you cannot extinguish this type of fire. Okay, so if this 6 indication or 6 indication happen in the cockpit come on, you need to do the engine fire procedure as fast as you can, and please don't delay the engine fire procedure as soon as you receive this indication. So again, 6 indication will come up in the cockpit if an engine fire happen. 6 indication will come up into the cockpit if an engine fire happen. Okay, so again, the continuous repetitive chime sound, CRC, number 1. Master warning flash, number 2. On the glare shield, master warning flash. The fire light on the engine panel comes on. Under the master lever of the affected engine, underneath the master lever of the affected engine, a fire indication will come on. Also, the engine fire push button switch light illuminate. Engine fire push button switch light will illuminate in red if an engine fire happen. Okay. Plus, the warning and the procedure come up on the upper ECAM, engine and warning display. Engine 1 fire or engine 2 fire plus the procedure, everybody. And number 6, the engine page will comes up automatically. Probably the nacelle temperature will come on as the engine fire now, or the fire now is propagate into the nacelle. And in any engine like the CFM or the V2500 engine, there is a nacelle temperature sensor, will only indicate a nacelle temperature on the lower E cam if the nacelle temperature is high. Okay, so the nacelle temperature only come in case, or also it is an indication of an engine fire, because the fire is propagating to the nacelle, and it's called engine fire or nacelle fire or an external fire Okay, everybody. So as soon as you detect this indication, okay, what is your procedure? Always follow your manual, but I need to help you to memorize the fire procedure, the engine fire procedure. In this case, you need to remember isolations and fire extinguish. Isolations and fire extinguish. And if you focus on all the steps coming up on the upper E cam for engine fire procedure, you will see all the beginning or all the first steps will be to isolate any source that may accumulate or may propagate the fire. And the last procedure, you need to discharge or extinguish the agent. Okay, everybody. Like, you need to take your throttle lever into idle, master lever to off to isolate fuel. Press on the master warning to isolate the CRC and to be calm and don't get into panic. Okay, everybody. Also, you need to release engine fire push button. Release. You need to release this engine fire push button, and a mini isolation will happen by releasing this fire push button, like hydraulic supply cutoff, fuel supply confirmation cutoff, fatigue power lost, and IDJ de-energize, back will off, and also bleed will off. And also releasing this fire push button will cancel the CRC if you already don't press on the master warning. So all the steps at the beginning will be isolation. Please, my fellow pilot or my aircraft maintenance personnel, you need to isolate any source or any flammable fluids that may allow the fire to propagate. And the last steps, to extinguish the agent or to press on agent push buttons to allow the fire bottles to discharge the halon gas into the nacelle, to extinguish the fire. Also remember, when you release the fire push button, it will allow agent 1 and agent 2 to be ready, and you will have a squib and squib indication coming on the agent, indicating that the fire bottle percussion system is now energized and ready to fire. And when you press on the agent, only when the halon gas is released, you will have discharge indication on the agent push button. So again, please memorize this 2 words to memorize engine fire procedure. Isolation, then fire extinguish. Isolation, then fire extinguish. All the beginning or all the first steps will be to isolate the source of fire, and the last steps is to extinguish or discharge the agent into the nacelle. Okay, everybody, and you need to know that for this type of fire, engine fire or nacelle fire, you will go into the fire panel. This is the fire push button on the fire panel and the agent push buttons on the fire panel. Only you will come and use this push button in case of an engine fire or nacelle fire. But if you suffer from the other type of fire, which is a tailpipe fire coming from the aft of the engine, no indication will come into the cockpit, and other procedure will be applied. So please, my fellow pilot, only you will use the fire push button and your agent only in case of an engine fire. In case of tailpipe fire, other procedure will be applied. They are totally different. Engine fire and tailpipe fire, their procedure to extinguish are totally different. And please stay tuned for an upcoming session like this. I will explain so much how you will be indicated and how you will know that there is a tailpipe fire in your engine, or your engine will suffer from a tailpipe fire or are suffering now from a tailpipe fire, and how you will extinguish this other type of fire. Thank you for your good listening, my fellow pilots and aircraft maintenance personnel. Your host was always Haytham Ali. Please stay tuned for an upcoming session like this, and please fly safely and maintain your aircraft very safely. From Cairo, Egypt, your host was Haytham Ali, and I will see you again. Thank you and goodbye.